Starting right away. As soon as it starts rolling. You know why? I heard I heard that the Gen Z, the little pussies, the little fucking weirdos. They're all weirdos. That is the weirdest fucking generation ever. They call it if you wait a second at the start of a live stream to start talking so like everything can turn on and kind of catch up, they call that the millennial pause. They like to roast us for, oh, it's the millennial pause. Fucking when did it's so they're just so fucking strange, and it's so weird that people care what they think. I think that's the big thing. Like they're just a bunch of little fucking dorks who live inside of their phones, and people are obsessed with them. Obsessed. Anyway, what do we do here at the top of the show? Now that I've got one up on Gen Z, little fuckers. I say hello. I check the audio. Let me do that. Sitting here on a Friday, checking the audio. Sitting here on a there it is. There it is. Okay. Wonderful. Audio works. Socials. Check me out. Twitter at Mike Montone. Instagram at Gary_Moiler. Moyler. And of course, here we do the live stream at Mike's Golden Streams on YouTube, or just look for Sacktap Live. Good to be back live. Hopefully, a few of you will tune in. Hopefully, I didn't alienate too many of you while I was off and then pre-recorded. I realized that, it's hard to call your show Sacktap Live if you're not going to be live. That is not lost on me. Anyway, yeah. I was at sorry, I just hit a dab pen. It is A-okay. I was at the Jersey City Marathon over the weekend, and it was very there was a lot of like white entitlement on display. I feel like is the only way to describe it. That might be the best way to describe the crowd at a marathon is entitled and Caucasian. Because it's a mass of people, especially near the finish line, and every one of these people thinks that the person that they came to watch is the most important runner in the race. And really, there are like a handful of people who are running a race like that who are actually important. Like there's always a group of guys like way out ahead who are like sprinting to the finish. And you're like, oh, that's fucking wild that they can run that fast after, 13 or 26 miles or whatever. But there's always a group of people at these things with, or lots of groups of people with like fathead signs of the person they came to watch run, and like big poster boards, and they're fucking they'll like jam and cut their way to the front of crowds to get a better angle to watch. And they're very obnoxious. They usually they're walking around in a big pack, and they kind of with kind of no awareness of where they are in the space. They're almost like the European and the flyover country tourists that I talk about in Times Square, but this is an even larger mass of people down near the finish line of a marathon. And there were some very, very hilarious moments where, because if you want to get, you have to get to either side of the track. They block off space where the people run, and if you want to meet someone on one side or the other, like you have to find a spot to cross, and you kind of have to time it up when people aren't running through. But there are, and the charge on all of these occasions was led by women. The sort of unifying factor was that they were women who appeared to be in their mid 30s to mid 40s, with children or families in tow. One of them was pushing a fucking stroller and just jetted out into the racetrack while large groups of people were running through. Like it's actually amazing that someone didn't accidentally drive a fucking knee into her infant skull as she ran across the racetrack, and it would not have been anyone's fault but hers for doing this. Like she just decided that it was her time to cross, and fuck it if people are running down the street. She is going to cross the street now. Thank you very much. And then at the exact same spot, I saw someone else do the exact same thing, except without it wasn't a stroller. She was holding like her children's hands, and then one of her children was holding, I don't know if it was a grandmother or an aunt's hand, and they went across as a group of five, all holding hands. They ran across, and she was out in front like it was like a fucking flying V. And they almost took out a bunch of runners. So it was great. It was all just a lot of fun observing the Caucasian entitlement that was on display. One of my favorite things to observe is white entitlement. It's always hilarious. Absolutely always hilarious. Um howdy to the boys in the comments section. 420 Monday morning mowing. Ryan B, Rooster. Good to see you fellas. So I don't know if you guys were watching. I'm assuming everyone's aware of the guy who fucking set himself on fire outside of the Trump trial. I guess I don't know if it. I guess we'll find out once they break down his manifesto. But I don't know if it actually has anything to do with Trump. There was a CNN camera crew on the scene. Um, I don't know if I doubt I can play any video of it on YouTube. That feels like something that they will bounce from YouTube, but it's all over the place. It's just a big fucking flame, and then it looks like the crazy thing is it looks like there's a bench in front of it, and whatchamacallit, a woman on the bench just sitting there reading while this guy goes up in fucking flames. I can't wait. I cannot wait until they really unpack this guy's manifesto, though. That's going to be the fun part. I love a good manifesto. There was who was the guy? He called himself the Supreme Gentleman. I think it was like Elliot Rodger or something like that. He shot up one of the college in California, and he left like a multi-year manifesto about how he had like tried all of this different stuff to try and get laid, and he just could never seal the deal with a chick, and how he would, whenever he was out, he would fucking he would see women with guys, and he would resent them, and then his roommates were out partying every night, and he was never having fun, so like he was thinking about murdering them. It was fucking wild. Like it was a multi-year thing, and then he planned the shooting and everything, and then he showed up at like I think it was like a sorority house, and he shot a bunch of people, and then like he ran people over and shot them on campus. Let's see if I wonder if they elaborate. It's so weird. Like I don't even think of it. This is going on in New York City, and I don't even think about it. People are all over this fucking thing, I guess. Here he is. He's holding up a sign. Trump is with Biden, and they're about to fascist coup us. So this guy is one of those guys who he's I guess he's not a hardcore Trump guy. He's not a Biden guy. He's one of those guys who is so off the deep end, and I don't consider it to be an actual deep end. I think there's probably some legitimacy to the idea, but he thinks that both the Democrats and Republicans are in league with each other, and they're using that to oppress the American people. So I guess before he set himself on fire, he had a backpack with him, and he threw a bunch of pamphlets in the air, and those had links to his Substack page. And the heading of the Substack page was, "I have set myself on fire outside the Trump trial," which is, I mean, I just the fucking nerve that it takes to do that. Like, you either have to be like, what are the conditions that have to exist for you to self-immolate? Either you're absolutely fucking crazy, you're incredibly depressed, or desperate, right? Like a situation where maybe you're living in a country that's being, held down by a dictatorship, and life will never be good for you, so you decide to do it to get attention onto, like, a lot of politically motivated suicides are because of stuff like that. But this is the other kind of politically motivated suicide, where it's like a guy with some ideas decides that this, and I don't think he's died. I think he's in critical condition, but kind of same, different. He's doing it over the totalitarian Khan and the impending apocalyptic fascist world coup. That they never really explain what the coup is going to be and what's going to happen, though. I feel like they get into, like, the general sense of it, but, like, they really never get into, like, what the specifics of implementation are. You know what I mean? Like, they're always like, no, the elites are going to take it over, and we'll be enslaved. And it's like, what are we be enslaved to do? Who are the elite? It always includes a bit of vagary. But I feel like you can't exist in vagaries if you're going to set yourself on fire. I feel like you have to set yourself on fire for specifics. He believes that local educational institutes are fronts for the mob. Interesting. Can you imagine the mob running running elementary schools, like no-show teaching jobs? Just fucking guys in just guys in tracksuits showing up, sitting at the front of the room, putting their feet up, sending kids out to get them cigarettes, fucking taking, coming in at night and taking all the desks and fucking unscrewing the metal on the bottom, the legs, and then selling it as scrap metal. Fucking betting on games in gym class, running like a little numbers game for the students. That would be awesome. It would actually be a lot of fun if if public schools were a front for the mob. School would have been an absolute fucking blast. Some guy's giving you shit in the cafeteria. You can stuff his head in a pizza oven. I would be all about mafia run schools. That is something that absolutely needs to happen. Somewhere out in Howard Beach, they need to have a mafia run, like a charter school. Fucking Bacala U. Gabagool GU. Gabagool. Gabagool University. Spanish politician eating poo poo. I saw that article. I was aware of it. I didn't get into it. Eating shit. I covered a shit eating story on the show a long, long time ago. There was some guy who apparently murdered his young son because the kid found pictures of his father like wearing a diaper and eating eating dog shit. So I was eating before the show. I was snacking on I had chicken thighs, then I had sliced cheddar cheese, and I was dousing the chicken thighs in honey mustard and wrapping the cheese around it and eating on it. It was just a great high protein snack, but I'm a little mealy mouthed from the cheese right now. Yeah. So anyway, I guess we'll monitor the manifesto situation with this guy because I can't wait to find out more. Hopefully, he survives and someone can get some kind of interview with him. This story, this is we'll go right to the video. I have some news copy, but I think this one just requires video. If you'll indulge me a moment. So this guy in Target apparently was trying to take an upskirt of this chick. Here it is.
Excuse me, what are you doing? No, I just saw you put that underneath her dress. Absolutely you did.
We'll watch the video and then I guess at some point we'll probably have to stop. I'll try to watch most of it without I don't know. I never know what the best way to do these is. To watch and then discuss or discuss and watch. But I guess now that we're into it, I just want to the fucking balls on this guy.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
Like, it almost feels like this has to be like a gag or a setup or a prank show or something like that. The fucking to just go up behind a chick who is crouching down, squat down inches behind her, and put your fucking camera underneath her ass is so fucking ballsy.
Excuse me, what are you
when I was in Italy, in Milan, there were a lot of guys who were definitely trying to do shit like that. Like you could fucking tell. Like and so like and like they like kind of circle and you see them like circling chicks and trying to get like a sneaky little view. Like the European weirdos do shit like that. Like they put it up on, fucking some kind of Eastern European jack off Discord server or whatever the fuck they do. Europeans are fucking strange. I have no problem. I feel like as an Italian American myself, I can say the Euros are a bizarre fucking group, man. That is just Europeans love to kind of bash America, and then you look at Europe and you're like, I don't know. It's just centuries of inbreeding and ethnic cleansing and alcoholism. So I don't know if they should be judging us because they have high taxes and universal health care. I don't know if that's something you really hold over us. All right, shitheads, get yourself some fucking freedom. USA, baby.
doing? No, I just saw you put that underneath her dress. Absolutely you did.
Ma'am, I really wasn't.
You absolutely did.
Ma'am, I really wasn't. I promise.
Then show me your phone.
Yes.
No, we're going to call security.
No, I really.
You absolutely did. And you were following me over in the children's section.
Because I have a sister who's pregnant. Ma'am, I really wasn't.
You've been extremely close to me this.
By the way, that voice, if you can hear that voice, that ma'am, I really wasn't, is every kid who has ever lied to a teacher or a cop or a parent, that is the sort of timbre of the voice when you are absolutely full of shit.
This whole time, please show me your phone.
No,
I really don't.
let's
mean
get
to.
security because this is absolutely wrong.
I really don't mean to.
No, you obviously did.
No, ma'am, please. I really.
No,
don't mean
let's
to.
get security.
and then saying I didn't mean to. Is you don't want to say I didn't mean to, because it's impossible to not mean to put your recording camera under some chick's fucking crotch. What what is the fucking what is the strategy here? Is he like, you want to say, oh, this is like a rookie mistake, but also the brazenness with which he did this makes you feel like this guy is not a rookie. It's so confusing.
Nothing inappropriate though. Like I was just trying to look at the books.
No, you weren't.
That's all I was trying to
I
do.
have it on video. You are not going to get away with anything.
Ma'am,
You can say ma'am all you want, but we will let them decide.
I really promise I wasn't trying to do anything inappropriate. I wasn't. I really wasn't. I'm not like that.
Obviously you are. I literally have it on video.
But ma'am, I'm not. I really am not. Like, I know it might have seemed that way in like the
No,
video.
no. It's just... Okay, listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to wait for them to get here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Like, I was just trying to look
Nope.
at the books.
No.
I would just take off. Run, motherfucker. Just go. Get the fuck out of there. Escape. Get out of there. Toss that fucking phone into the nearest body of water. Just fucking smash it with a hammer. You gotta go disappear that thing. Clear out all of your cloud storage. Fucking, it is over, buddy. You gotta get the fuck. You gotta blow this taco stand.
I was really just trying
No.
to look at books.
No. Like, you can stop.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You were so suspicious following me all around the store. I knew you were up to no good.
So my question with this is, and by the way, this is a high school reunion story right here. I mean, fucking, what's this guy's name? Let me check the news copy right quick. Thomas Elliott. He is a volunteer at Eastern Elementary School. Oh my, Thomas. I love this. The New York Post rules. Attention shoppers, pervert in aisle 3. I mean, it's just, he works at a fucking elementary school. He's got a very creepy energy to him. There's something about his voice that I find very unsettling. I want to get him back in frame here if I can. This chick working the camera absolutely sucks, by the way.
Trying to do anything inappropriate.
Yeah, he's got a creepy look. So do guys who do this, is the thought process, okay, today I'm going to go to Target and I'm going to get some upskirts? Or is it like you're walking around Target and you see no pun intended, target of opportunity, and you're like, oh, let me try to get an upskirt on this chick? Like, is this a planned part of the day, or is it more like, sometimes if I'm out and about, I'll stop in to Starbucks and grab a cold brew. I don't always plan on getting a cold brew, but sometimes we're on Starbucks and I feel like I need a little kick, I'll get myself a cold brew. Is it like that? Or is it like, oh no, 3:00 today, I can't hang out this afternoon. I have to go to Target and take upskirts.
I wasn't. I really wasn't. I'm not like that.
Obviously you are. I literally have it on video.
But ma'am, I'm not. I really am not. Like, I know it might have seemed that way in like the
No,
video.
no. It's
just
okay. Listen.
Saying I know it may have seemed that way. you can't, if you're getting confronted for something like this, you can't even open things to the possibility that you were doing what they're accusing you of. You can't say it might have seemed like that. You have to be like, what? You have to go, what the fuck are you talking about, lady? You are full of shit. Fuck off, lady. Get the fuck out of here. I'm out of here. And then just bail. You can't stick around, man.
Listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
We're gonna wait for them to get here.
No, we're not.
Like, I was just trying to look.
Nope.
Run.
No.
I was really just trying
No.
to look at books.
No. Like, you can stop.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
By the way, this video is like 100% vindication for every this is such a win for like the Karens of the world who spent the past few years, since I feel like the Karen videos, when did Karen videos really get hot? 2018 or so. Maybe like right shortly before lockdown, I feel like Karen videos came out, and then during lockdown, the Karen videos fucking went crazy. But this is like a reverse Karen video. This is Karen is now, this is like, you know how they have that, like, that, you know, what is it, evil Spider-Man or whatever? I don't know about superhero bullshit, but I know there's like a Spider-Man who wears like a black suit or something like that, and he's the inversion. Like, it's like Bizarro. She's like a Bizarro Karen. Like, instead of throwing a candy bar at a Mexican teenager, like a pregnant Mexican teenager inside of a convenience store somewhere outside Phoenix, this woman is saving the day.
You were so suspicious following me all around the store. I knew you were up to no good. No, I have video of him sticking his phone underneath this lady's dress as she had bent over, videotaping her. And he followed me all around the store.
Okay. So
we need to get police.
Okay, if you can go ahead and call them, I'll support anything like that.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this fucking alleged creep. Just wait, and he's 21 too, right? I believe that's what the age was. Yeah, 21. So this isn't even a high school reunion story. This is a straight up fucking everyone's still at home living with their parents, like, on at home from college break is coming. 20. His friends are all either juniors or seniors. Everyone he knows, everyone he grew up with is either a junior or senior. They're all going to be back home, like, you know, for summer vacation or after graduation, getting their fucking shit figured out, hanging out at the local bar. And this is going to be the talk of the fucking town. They're going to be, because they still have fresh memories of this guy from high school and elementary school and everything like that. Like, that's, when you're that age, you have such little life experience, and your school years are like right behind you. So those memories are still very, very fresh. So this guy who 100%, you don't become a Target upskirt guy overnight. That's a personality feature that develops over many years. So the early stages of this were probably taking shape as he went through puberty in his hometown, and he's internet famous now. So it's gonna be awesome. Like, it would be awesome to be one of those kids meeting up at the bar, fucking hitting the vape, doing some fentanyl, and talking about Thomas Elliott here. Incredible. That fucking sucks. That must that walk to that fucking car must be the worst fucking thing in the world. Because they've got you busted fucking cold. And here you are just strolling out. The entire process is ahead of you. Like, You walked into that store a free man. You are being walked out of that store in cuffs with a phone full of upskirts. You have to pray, fucking pray that you like accidentally didn't press record or something like that. I mean, they're obviously they're going to seize his laptop and everything. Like, they're coming for everything. Like, the first thing that's going to happen is a judge is going to order him not to delete anything from his phone or his computer and all that. They're going to seize his computer. They're going to search his fucking house. Like, he is in a world of shit. And if there's a good chance that he has a lot more, right? Because again, it's tough to imagine a first-time guy doing upskirts. But I think that in the brazen manner that he did it. Again, it could be a rookie mistake that got him caught here, but it feels like it was not a first-time thing. You can't be that brazen and have it be a first-time thing. We'll watch to the end. Oh, and as you're walking out, you hear a child's voice. There is something about whenever I'd be in trouble for something when I was younger, and I'd hear a child's voice, and to think of this child without a care in the world, he's just thinking about like dinosaurs and stuff, naive and innocent to whatever I was going through, like, fucking waiting for some kind of fucking report card or phone call home from the school or some such bullshit. Fucking, it would just be the most infuriating thing in the fucking world. You're like, fuck, why can't we trade fucking places? Who knows? Maybe he's getting molested by his uncle. Who knows? Wow. Yeah. I'm just perusing the comments section, looking at all you people have to say about upskirt porn. Yeah, I was very confused about the camera angle that she used. That's so strange. I agree, Nighttime Conqueror. I think upskirts are a very lame kink. I've never I have never understood the appeal of that. It's not when I will say this. You're walking down the street in New York City in the springtime, and it's like every fucking gust of wind sends sundresses, Marilyn Monroe spiraling. So from time to time, you do catch a free one while you're walking out on the street. But this is, I've never understood like guys who are into like toilet stall videos and shit like that. Like, it was never arousing. There's no plot to it. I like a little plot to my pornography. Sexual assault. I have to imagine it probably qualifies as a sexual assault, right? There's probably some very specific provision, however the fucking law. It's gonna what's gonna depend on, this happened in North Carolina. It's gonna depend on the laws of North Carolina, or like the county they were in, which are gonna have their own specific wording. But I can't imagine that sticking your phone under a chick's fucking crotch and taking a video isn't illegal. Like that seems like at least it seems like it should be. Speaking of creeps, how about this fucking guy? I think I'll have to reshare here. I don't know if you guys, do we have women's college basketball fans in the house tonight? By the way, everyone's been going crazy about Caitlin Clark is only going to be making $75,000 a year as a rookie playing in the WNBA. I don't know why that comes as a shock to anybody. What like the WNBA does not make any money. It loses lots of money. I don't know why people are going ballistic that she's not going to be making the same amount of money as guys who play in the national fucking basketball. So like that is actually insane. And like they're chalking it up to sexism and all this shit. Like it's like I don't know, fucking women's sports are just, some of them aren't as entertaining as men's sports. There are certain women's sports that are very entertaining and are more entertaining than men's sports. Women's gymnastics is fucking wild. Like that's, it's incredible what they do. I'm sure depending on the match, you might have a women's tennis match that is more compelling. You know, there are women's sports. Fucking women's soccer is probably more exciting than fucking men's soccer. They get paid. I mean, they get paid less. There are probably still less people watching. I just think soccer's for fucking fruitcake. So who the fuck knows? But women's basketball for sure not. Like not, you're not competing with the excitement of guys who can dunk. Like it's just not a big violent 7-footer who's just dominating everybody in the low post is going to be more exciting than some fucking chicks playing basketball. It's just not. And I know the ratings for the women's NCAA, blah, blah, blah. I think they played the men's championships played like 9:00 at night. And they spent so much fucking time. Like all they did was make Caitlin Clark the star. I didn't watch the men's or women's tournament. And all I heard about was Caitlin Clark. And that's not by accident. Like that is, they have a PR team doing this, and obviously the NCAA and a lot of the networks are fucking heavy into the whole DEI thing. This isn't to take anything away from her. Obviously, she's at the top of her sport. It is to say to people who are like, well, this is equal to the men's product. I think that is psychotic. Like, there's just no, like, I get like certain things athletically are more like women's fighting. A good women's fight, I think, is just as good as a good men's fight. I love a women's UFC fight. Very entertaining. Women's basketball is one of those sports just not as entertaining. Women don't move laterally as well. They're not as explosive. It is what it is. I don't know why people have to get fucking crazy. I mean, you know why. It's because we're obsessed with making a fuss. We love to fuss, don't we? We're a very fussy society. Anyway, I do appreciate her. I always appreciate a good athlete. So I hope she has a great career in the WNBA. I don't, probably won't be watched by that many, but is what it is. Here we go. We'll watch this fucking weirdo.
Hi, Caitlin. Greg Doyle, Indy Star. Real quick, let me do this.
You like that?
I like that you're here.
So you can't see it, but I guess she does the heart hands to her family on TV, or she'll explain it. But he's talking about this heart hands. He's asking, what is that?
I like that you're here.
I do that at my family after every game. So
okay, well, let's
cool.
Start doing it.
So she said, I do it for my family after every game, and here he goes.
after every game. So
Okay, well,
pretty
let's
cool.
start doing it to me, and we'll get along just fine. So,
and then he said, "Start doing it to me, and we'll get along just fine." And now everybody on the internet immediately started calling this guy a huge fucking creep, because that's really I think what most people would agree he is. And I guess he has issued an apology. I'm part of the problem. Male reporter apologizes to WNBA's Caitlin Clark after awkward exchange. Yeah, I want to see if I can find his apology in the thing here. Oh, here we go. Here's his apology. Yeah, the tweet. People were I'll read some of the replies. He tweeted, "Today, in my uniquely oafish way, while welcoming Caitlin Clark to Indy, I formed my hands into her signature heart hands. My comment afterward was clumsy and awkward. I sincerely apologize. Please know my heart, literally and figuratively, was well intentioned. I will do better." I love a guy saying that he will do better. That is such trite bullshit. You can tell exactly what kind of guy this guy is by the way that thing was worded. This guy's a big Jim Halpert fan. He watches a lot of The Office, and he likes to think of himself as kind of the awkward. He's a sports fan, but he's not a jock, right? That's who this guy is. He's a sports fan, but he's not a jock, like Jim Halpert. He's kind of the awkward, non-threatening, little bit of goofy, gonna poke fun at you, but in a very safe way kind of guy. And that's why he felt he could get away with making that comment, and that's why he's apologizing like this in my uniquely oafish way. Like he's trying to self-deprecate while telling you that that's the guy who he is, right? You know, hey, I'm just a sports guy. I keep it casual. My heart was in the right place. Well-intentioned. I will do better. He wants to do better, though, because he gets it. This is what you don't understand, is that he did that, but also he gets it, right? He did that on accident, but he gets it. Accidentally did it, but fucking he gets it. Big mistake. He just wants to clear the air and let you know sheepishly. He's going to do it a little sheepishly. Shrug, a little shrug. It's like Jim Halpert in front of the fucking, when they put him in the room and they just do it the one-on-one with the camera. A little awkward. That's who he is. Just a sports fan. These are the responses, though, that I absolutely love. I love the top response in the fucking the mile of responses to this tweet comes from at Football Helmet Guy, which is one of my favorite Twitter accounts, where he just reviews football helmets. And he replied, "Not so arrogant today. Karma caught up with you, LOL. Don't let him off easy, Caitlin. He's been awful to people for many years." He's getting shit on by Football Helmet Guy. Clumsy and awkward is an interesting way to describe creepy and unprofessional, some chick writes. Yeah. Clumsy and awkward is the guy who wants you to think that he's Jim Halpert. Creepy and unprofessional is who Jim Halpert really was. And that's who guys who fashion themselves after Jim Halpert, that's what they really are. They're fucking creeps. Like, remember that guy who was I did the episode on it where he was like calling chicks and leaving voicemails and shit, and singing songs and shit to them. completely unprovoked, like they hadn't even met yet. He was just doing it in their DMs. This guy is exactly like that. Here's someone who says, you won't do better. You'll continue to be an arrogant narcissist. You tried to make yourself to appear important, but you're not. I'm trying to find more people shitting on him for things that he's written before. Do we have those, or have I got... It's a lot of people accusing him of sexual harassment. That's not good. You don't want to have a lot of people on the internet accusing you of sexual harassment. You'll be back. Oh, here's another one who said, you'll be back to attacking others as if you're an unassailable man of virtue in no time. It's what a narcissistic hypocrite like yourself, what narcissistic hypocrites like yourself do. I guess this guy is known for being a douche sports columnist, which there are a lot of those out there. There are a lot of those. A lot of them, like USA Today Sports has a lot of douchebags writing for them, like very self-important. Here's another one. Landry Locker says, you've always been kind of cringe and on a moral high horse. That appears to be a pandering grasp for low-hanging fruit and fake. Yeah. Indeed. More. I don't, I'm a very big don't ever laugh when the hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die kind of guy. I try to avoid too much schadenfreude, but when it happens to one of those guys, one of the Jim Halpert wannabes out there, of which there are just an unfortunate too many, you have to take a little bit of satisfaction in it, because you know what the guy's probably like. Yeah, and it's not even like, I don't think he's been fired. They haven't said anything about him being fired or anything like that. So, he's not losing his livelihood. It's just everyone thinks he's a creepy douchebag. Somebody just called him creep. Someone said, "Dude, do better," which I don't like that. Dude, do better. You got to do better. People who speak like that they don't have brains. They don't think, or they're not speaking for themselves. They're just regurgitating phrases that they've heard on the internet before. Resigning in disgrace would be the best move, Greg. No one would even know you were gone. This is almost another one that's a little bit of not so much of a high school reunion story. I mean, maybe a little bit, yeah. Because he was probably a douchebag when he was in high school too. So this will just confirm it. Obviously, the best high school reunion stories are like, they involve like molesting and stuff. This was just a creepy comment over hard hands. This might be my favorite one. Nah, you're a freaking weirdo. Always have been. Yeah, he must have some long history. Another one just writes weirdo. Yeah, so he is allegedly a great big creepy weirdo. Jordan Williams, soccer girls and track are where it's at. Yeah. Good track breeds great butt cheeks. Very, very good. I ran track for many, many years. Always a lot of a lot of hot, thick chicks at track meets. Can't go wrong. Soccer too. Yeah, women's soccer. If you get a hetero softball player, also very good. Same thing. Lacrosse. Lacrosse chicks are fucking psychos. They'll fuck your dick right off. Yeah, good stuff. Nerd. Yes, big time. Yeah, this guy is what a fucking nerd. You wouldn't be able to get hard for Caitlin Clark, Jordan says. I mean, I guess the basketball type has never done it for me. My general feeling is if a chick is athletic, you got something going, right? What would facially, you can do a lot with makeup and, maybe hit or miss, but I think I always err on the side of if a chick is athletic, you're in pretty good shape. A lot of people checking in. It's settled, no lesbians. I'm just cruising quickly through the comments before we get on to the last story of the evening. Well, I actually had two more. One is before we wrap up tonight. I'm not going to get the last story is just that Morgan Wallen's a raging alcoholic. It's a couple weeks old, but someone said he had a PhD in partying, and I was going to talk about what it's like to have a PhD in partying and fucking what the Wallen downfall will eventually look like. But we've done that. This I want to close on because Sydney Sweeney is one of the absolute most beautiful women on the fucking planet. Wonderful, wonderful tits. If we were still doing big tits on the screen, she would be we could do it every week. It could just be Sydney Sweeney. And this dog of a fucking producer, Carol Baum, referred to her on I guess in a class. She teaches a college course and called her not pretty. I want you fellas, take a look. Let's have a peek at Carol Baum. Just a second. And you tell me if you think Carol Baum should be commenting on anyone's appearance, let alone Sydney fucking Sweeney. This woman had the fucking audacity to say that Sydney Sweeney, who has one of the most celebrated sets of tits on the planet, is not attractive, not pretty. This is just fucking incredible. I'm not even. It's not worth reading the article. This is her picture should just be the article. This woman said Sydney Sweeney isn't pretty. Literally, the current it girl. This woman. Here's the thing. I do not want to know what this woman looks like naked. Everyone wants to know what Sydney Sweeney looks like naked. Did she do any nude scenes in Euphoria? That's a man, baby. Yes, that is. This is just. getting your dick sucked by this woman, it looks like it would feel like just jerking off inside of a paper towel roll. Ugh. Ugh, look at those liver spotted hands. I'm sitting here and I know what this woman smells like. I can't describe it, but in my head, I can almost smell what this woman's kind of bodily musk and perfume is. Can you imagine being in that fucking class when she said this? Oh, what was the exact comment? She just said she's not pretty, she can't act. I don't get Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where this woman gets off criticizing Sydney Sweeney's appearance. This is just standalone hilarious. That this fucking woman, that is academia in a nutshell, by the way. That is really when all of these little fucking Hamas loving lunatics on college campus are going off and protesting and shit. It's people like this who are pumping that stuff into their fucking brains. That fucking this genius here, this beauty, this enchantress saying that Sydney Sweeney isn't pretty. Like, we really do have to keep that in mind when we take into account what young people think and say, is that they have people like this informing their thought process. This woman who dares to say that Sydney Sweeney isn't pretty. Tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. Her nipples don't show. You're talking about Sydney Sweeney. Their actual sunshine. Yeah, they are. I would actually believe that if you removed Sydney Sweeney's bra and fucking just rays of sunshine, fucking like when they rolled back the rock that was covering the tomb that Christ was buried in, and the great light burst forth, sharing his eternal love. I would imagine that that's what it's like when you see Sydney Sweeney's tits. And alluding to the smell, old books and perfume going vinegar. Yeah, a little bit of that. Mothballs. Yeah, that old lady, like an old lady's closet. If you've ever had to go to like an older relative's house to clean up, clear things out after they passed away, or fucking you're at your grandma's house for Thanksgiving. You went to get the jackets out of the bedroom before you went home. Kind of that stale, weird, awkward, unpleasantly sweet scent that could hang in the air. Jordan Williams, never have a pair of tits done so much to raise a girl's rating. I would argue that she is still very, very good without the tits, but they certainly. I mean, here's the thing. I would say that yes, obviously having those just gorgeous breasts greatly improves her score, but that's just because they are so good that they have to. I think she's still a very attractive chick, but those things are, yeah, they're just legendary. I think we're all going to enjoy Sydney Sweeney in her MILF years too. She brought tits back. It's different. You know, people say that. I don't feel that tits ever went away. I know ass came roaring in. But here's the thing. I think the popularity of a great big fat ass that has occurred in the last 20 years or so is important because now we understand true proportion. In the past, like you look at the asses of the past and you're almost disappointed now because now you know what could have been if you know for the past. The ass movement is very important because now we pair ass with titties. Okay, ass, 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 and titties. That's what it's all about. Um, I think we should celebrate. We should celebrate. I don't want it. Shouldn't be ass men versus breast men. We should celebrate the unification of the two. Is what I'm saying. You know why? Why not have both? Because here's the thing. now that the greatest thing that CrossFit did was get chicks lifting weights. Because a female body that has been lifting weights and has an ass and some thighs to it is a fucking treat to explore. Like a fit female body. And now there is a greater degree of fuckable chicks out there for everyone to enjoy because there are more chicks in really good shape. So let's just celebrate it. Let's celebrate the ass. Let's celebrate the titties. Celebrate life. L'chaim, as they say. Stop sharing. And we are we have just crested an hour here. So we'll get ready to wrap things up. It's been lovely being live with you guys again. I hope to be next week as well. Hopefully the next few weeks I can go live without issue here. It was a very exhausting start to exhausting in a good way. A very productive first quarter of the year. Did a lot, but fucking just exhausting. So I'm hoping for a few weeks now before the summer gets going to just kind of chill and get into a little routine here. So thank you all for joining me tonight. It was good to see you boys in the comments section. As always, tell your friends to like, to share, subscribe. Twitter at Mike Montone, Instagram Gary_Moyler, Moyler, and of course the stream on at Mike's Golden Streams. And I will see y'all next time. Adios, motherfuckers.